This is the HS3R from Cyansky. It has a lumen rating of 1100 and a range of 135 meters. Comes with a lanyard and 2 O-rings, USB-C charging cable, headband that we'll get to in a second. This runs off a 16340 protected lithium-ion battery, 700 milliamp hour with a micro USB charging port on the side. This has, the unit itself is USB Type-C, of course, and so it is a bit of a strange combination to have the micro USB on the battery itself, but you don't actually need to use it. It has the Fresnel optic with the OSRAM P9 cool white LED with 2 EVERLIGHT red LEDs for the secondary. So this provides a very nice combination beam, quite good distance for the size, and quite a nice wide beam with plenty of flood at your feet or spill at your feet. You've got a nice blue ring around the switch as well as around the optic. Really good build quality and design. I really quite like the look of this. I would have liked, as I said, a nice clip on the side, like a deep carry clip maybe down here. Pop it in the pocket. It does have magnetic tail cap here, and it is quite strong, able to hold it, no issue at all. Little hole for the lanyard. So the battery here, it's finished charging at through the unit. It finished charging at 4.2 volts, so it's good, and it actually cut off. It has a low voltage protection. I'm not sure on the unit or whether it was on the battery since it is protected, but the light cut off at 3.1 volts, which is a tad too high for me. I'd like to see about 2.6 volts there. So if we go back to the, I'll just pop this in. So you've got spring here, as well as you can remove that magnet as well if you want to, and then you've got just a solid contact down there, and you've got the reverse polarity protection for the battery. So I'll just put this in. So good threads on it, no issue with the anodizing. So the headband here, so they've gone with an all metal design here, and it's quite good for the quickly attaching and detaching it, but I haven't actually used it because it is scratching the body, and I'll try and take some photos of this, but it came with 3 to 4 scratches out of the box just from them putting it in the bracket. And I put it in another 2 or 3 times, and it ended up having about 6 more scratches on the body. So it just does not work. They've really wanted to have this durable all metal design, but metal on metal, it's just not a good combination really. You just like the HS3R that I reviewed, they did the same thing, or not a quick detach option. But it was just badly scratching the body. So I don't quite understand why they don't try this out with their prototype before they mass produce them and release them. Once reviewers like myself get a hold of them and you've mentioned it, that's sort of out there about the unit, and even if they update the bracket, it can potentially put people off. Cyansky have emailed me to say they want to redesign this bracket to stop that happening. Mine actually came with misaligned prongs here, or whatever you would call them, and so that's probably why it has been scratching it, but it's so easy to bend them. One of these came higher up than the other one, and it just doesn't really work well for me. It is if you don't care about scratches, it works really well. You're not going to have a problem with that at all. And the only other issue that I have with it is the UI. but I'll just get to that in a second. So turbo lasts for, it says a minute in the manual, but I got just under a minute and a half before it dropped down to the high level. And I have received comments in the past of why do I only do a high runtime test, and I'm not really trying to show the runtime, I'm just trying to show how it behaves, the thermal regulation, and how long that turbo lasts really. You know, you can see a lot of reviews from like Zero Air or One Lumen that go into detail and do all the runtime graphs. For that I just don't have the time. So I'll just go over the UI. So it is hold for on, hold for off. While it's on, you click to cycle through the 4 main levels. It does memorize everything except the turbo. And then if you hold a bit longer, it will go through to the red, eco white, and the flashing red. So I do wish the eco was in the other group with the 4 main white levels, with a shortcut to get to the lowest level. Because for example, if you were say in high, you turn it off, your eyes adjust to the night, and you want something that's not going to ruin your night vision, you're first going to have to go through that white before you're able to get to the red, or say the eco white. So it is something that I really do not like. Then you've just got 2 clicks from off gets you the lockout. So really simple. A lot of people won't have an issue with it, but it's just not really my preference. But I hope you guys like the outdoor footage anyway, and I hope it was helpful. So we're just outside, and I'm just going to go through the modes and just go for a walk through here. So at the moment that is the red level. Good amount of light, quite happy with it, just for the secondary LED. There is your eco white. There's the red flashing. I'll just switch this over to low. That's medium. Is high. Let's walk around here just a bit further. And that is the turbo there. So the trees right down the end there are about 70 meters from here. Nice wide beam on this. Quite pleased with the range just for something so compact. And plenty of light also right down at the feet. Yes, and absolutely no complaints with the beam on this. I've been using this a lot, absolutely love it. You hardly feel it on the head, it's so light. Very, very decent.